guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Michelle, and if you're a returning subscriber, a regular, thank you for stopping back by. I hope everyone's doing well mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I hope we're all in a really good space, or at least working towards being in a good space. Today's video is a quick, short one that needed to be addressed. It's another episode of our mental health journals, and today we're talking about boundaries. But before we get into that, I just need us to just see what we're working with. Look at the material we're working with. Can we just woo? Hi guys, Dimple. I'm beautiful. Like, I just want to apologize first and foremost for coming on here looking as raggedy as I normally do, looking like I am not the CEO of Feedback Cam, looking like I don't do makeup for people. Come on. But anyways, these are the lashes I've been going on and on about. I think I haven't shown you what it is. Yeah. This is the packaging. This is what the girl did. If you don't know, I launched a makeup brand and started off with a collection of 3D lashes, and I'm wearing a pair of those today, which just complete the everyday makeup look and just elevates it a little bit. So today I'm wearing the lashes. I think it's Shaw that I'm wearing today. A subtle, sophisticated, natural lash that just complements the natural look. I'll link everything down below, and you can just go check out everything on our Instagram page and let me know what you think. Let me know what else you'd like to see. But just today I felt like I had to. You know, like sometimes you wake up and you choose violence. But no, today I had to. But anyways, let's get down to serious business. Let's get into today's video. I chose the topic of boundaries today because I don't know if you've noticed, the topics I always pick are sort of something that I've experienced, something that I'm experiencing or I've seen around me. So it's something very relevant to my life. So I speak on it because it's something I can talk about from a personal perspective and hopefully use that to help somebody else. And for me, boundaries are something I strongly find, I really find difficult. I struggle voicing out my feelings, voicing out what I'm comfortable with, what I'm uncomfortable with, voicing out what I like and what I don't like, and what I would like people I'm in relationships with, friendships, family, romantic relationships. I struggle to voice out what I expect from them and what I can't give them. I don't know if that makes sense. So I feel like because I don't do that, I often find myself really disappointed, really upset, because I feel like either somebody crossed a boundary without realizing it, or I had expectations that I had from the person and they didn't meet them. They didn't meet them because one, they didn't know them. So I have expectations in my mind of how they should act and behave and be when it comes to me, but I never voice it out, so they never know. And when I feel like those expectations aren't met, I'm really disappointed, and then I end up overexerting myself in order to keep the relationship, friendship, whatever it is, alive. And I feel like when setting a healthy boundary, you're making it clear what you can give in the relationship and what you can't give of yourself. And let me give an example. I'm a strong believer in 50-50. I believe that friendships, relationships, family ships, whatever ship is a 50-50. It should always be a give and take, a 50-50 effort from both parties, right? But granted, it's not all the time that someone can give wholeheartedly, can give everything that you want of them. So I understand that sometimes in a romantic relationship or a friendship, I can only give 30% and the other person will be giving 70%, or vice versa. And that's okay. But while that's okay in a season, because in that season it could be you struggling, it could be the other person struggling on a personal level, not on the relationship level. On a personal level, you're dealing with something of your own. I understand that you can't always give, but while that's okay in that season, that shouldn't be the case all the time. That's why you need to make it clear what what you can give and to what end you can only give that. And for me, I give emotional support, constant emotional support, and sometimes it's to my own detriment. Sometimes I'm not in a good space myself, mentally or emotionally, but I want to be there for somebody else, and somebody comes to me with what they're dealing with, and I'm always happy to help where I can. But at that point in time, I'm overexerting myself, because in that moment I can't give everything. I can't be whole for that person, because I'm also dealing with what I'm dealing with. So in that moment, it's important to say, and I think it's a two-way street. It's important to say, friend, while you're dealing with this, at this very moment, I can't help, I can't do this, I can't do that. But as the friend that might be going through something, I think it's important to say to whoever it is you're talking to, listen, I'm going through A, B, and C, and I need you. Are you in the emotional and mental state to help me with it? And I think I myself don't even do that. I just go to my friends and I start venting, I start saying what I feel, and I don't even know if they're in a position to listen and absorb what I'm saying, or I'm just adding on to whatever it is that they're dealing with. So I think it's important also, that's why it's important to communicate. I feel like it's always important to communicate. That is the answer to everything. Communicate. So if you say to your friend, listen, at this point in time, I'm not in a good space, I can't offer this, I can't offer that, but I can do this. And then the friend does the same thing, that's okay. That's you setting healthy boundaries. That's you in that moment saying, I need to preserve the little energy that I do have left to deal with what I'm dealing with. And I can't necessarily give that to you at this particular moment. And we need to be okay with that. I think it's so easy to get offended. Oh, this person doesn't want to be there for me. This person doesn't want to help me. That's not the case. I don't believe so anyway. That's not the case. I think it's just important to understand that while there's a relationship between you and the other person, there's also a relationship between that person and themselves. And they have their own issues that they deal with, and they can only do so much for you when they're not in a good space. But that's just talking about emotionally. But that's not always the case, I'm sure. But basically what I'm trying to say is be vocal about your boundaries, be vocal about what you can give and what you can't give, so that you don't find yourself constantly overexerting yourself, constantly going above and beyond when you yourself are not where you're able to. But another really important issue I wanted to touch on before I ended the video was the point of knowing the difference between setting healthy boundaries and putting up walls. The two are completely different in the sense that walls are put up to keep people out, and boundaries are there to keep the relationship comfortable for both parties and sort of have a mutual understanding of what's expected of both parties and at what time, right? But in all honesty, I feel like with putting up walls, it's normally from trauma. It's normally from past hurt, past trauma, and we're faced with these things that we haven't dealt with, and we're then projecting those feelings on other people. And now because you've been hurt or you've been burnt before, you're afraid to let people in because you feel like they're going to do the same thing. And I believe that's called a rigid boundary, where you keep people out, where it's a wall. You don't want people in because you can't trust other people based off of what somebody else did. While that's valid, that feeling is valid, understand that at that point you may also be pushing the other person away. So your belief is, if I let people in, they're always going to leave, right? It's valid because the people you've had in your life have left, and it's something you need to deal with, something you need to look at in your life and see the role that they played and that you played in the relationship or friendship ending, and then assess how you can better the next friendship, the next relationship. But if you just build up a wall because you believe that everybody's going to leave anyway, people are going to leave. When people feel rejected, when people feel unwelcome in any sphere, they will leave and they will pull back. And that's only going to solidify and cement that belief that you have that people always leave. But this is because you put up a wall, or you weren't vocal about your struggles and just helping the other person understand your way of thinking. It obviously doesn't happen overnight where you can deal and heal traumas and it's done and it's over with. That's not it. It's something that takes work, and I believe that if you're vocal about, listen, this is what I struggle with, this, I have trust issues because of A, B, and C, then the other person knows that you're not pushing them away because you don't want them. It's just sort of like an instinct type of thing. But setting healthy boundaries, I believe, is good for both the people in the relationship. The other person knows, I think they learn from you as well. While you are setting boundaries that are beneficial to you, they're also picking up on it, and they also learn, those are really beautiful flowers. Huh. But yeah, they also learn from your boundaries. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like it does. I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to touch on those two things that was on my heart, and I thought it needed to be addressed. If you have any questions, like I said, email, DM, comment, whatever you're comfortable with. But thank you for stopping by today, and I hope you have a blessed day, week, month, rest of the year. Thank you for stopping by. Be blessed.